Please be seated. Good morning to you all. My name's Stuart Toe and I'm the president of the school. I've actually been president for 4 years nearly, but because of COVID legal limitations when we had no Commem, and on the Tuesday before Commem last year, my wife and I managed to catch COVID, so we didn't think it would be a very good idea to come in and give it to you all. So we stayed home and things were shuffled around for us. So I'm here to do the end of year review for the very important year of 2022-23. We would like to extend a very warm welcome to Commemoration 23, to the Chair of Governors, to all other governors, to members of staff, to parents, friends of the school and pupils, particularly our upper sixth leavers. We're also delighted to have with us friends from the Bromsgrove International School in Thailand, including Dr. Dan Moore, headmaster, and Mrs. Alison Moore, head of early years, as well as Kun Gao, Alison Law and Charles Law from Mission Hills in China. We're very pleased to welcome Dr. Catherine Chu, Executive Director of Mission Hills, and Charles Say, who is also an old Bromsgrovian. Thank you all very much for attending this year. The academic performance this year has been outstanding. Bromsgrove pupils have continued to work hard and aspire to give of their best. In summer 22, just over a quarter of all sixth form qualifications secured the equivalent of an A star. 3/5 of qualifications achieved at least an A, 4/5 at least a B. Most of the upper sixth leavers went on to start undergraduate courses at Russell Group universities. Over a fifth left to world top 50 universities. Students moved abroad to the University of Columbia and the University of Los Angeles in the USA, to Toronto in Canada, and to Hong Kong. The most popular destinations closer to home were Cardiff, Bath, UCL and KCL in London. The school's strongest ever GCSE results saw an average grade of 7.1 per entry. By this summer, when the school inspectors arrived on our doorstep, it was a surprisingly reassuring experience to see them impressed by the everyday grind that comes in a normal May. Students were working and revising hard with a clear exam focus. A vast quantity and range of IB extended essays and extended projects had been completed to the very highest of standards. They helped to demonstrate in the clearest way possible the strengths and interests of our student community. In extracurricular pursuits, 20 Bromsgrove students achieved gold in the UK Mathematics Challenge. 24 pupils were ranked in the top 15% of entries in the Biology Olympiad. 2 pupils achieved gold in the Physics Olympiad. 2 teams entered an international mathematics modelling challenge, and 2 of the 5 lower fourth computer science teams who entered the Perse coding competition are through to the final round of the competition. As ever, please be reassured that the governors, headmaster, and subject teachers do not take your children's academic success for granted. There is support for all students to commit fully inside and outside the classroom. There is encouragement for all to be kind, as we perceive kindness to be infectious. We encourage all students to learn that it is never wrong to do the right thing, and that often this boils down to just working hard and being kind. Viewed in this way, Bromsgrove's academic offer, despite its great variety, remains a simple one indeed. On the co-curricular side, the dedication of Bromsgrove School students to their co-curricular activities has been demonstrated in so many areas, none more so than in Bromsgrove's service record-breaking fundraising events. Our basement project, Crafting for Charity, and Flourishing Fiver groups have raised thousands of pounds to support the local Primrose Hospice and the basement project. As ambassadors for the school, pupils have helped with science clubs, crafting and lace-making activities in our prep school, and a successful partnership has been forged with Chadsgrove Special Educational School, offering science lessons and finishing the year with a celebratory picnic. Other charity ventures have included a 12-hour piano playing marathon by one pupil, while the boys of Littleton House cycled for 24 hours, racking up over 5,000 kilometres to cross America, and actually an extra 500 kilometres on top of that to raise over £3,600. Another £2,000 for the Matt Hampson Foundation was raised by Upper 6 BTEC Business Planning and delivering a range of events including an escape room and an online auction. Still on figures, this year 56 Upper 6 IB students logged 4,778 reflections, an average of 90 each. About 1,120 unique experiences, equating to 20,160 hours of community action and service. Activities, an average of 360 hours per student, or about 5 hours a week. That's a huge commitment to fit in to your busy days at Bromsgrove, and a great tribute to all of the people who helped with the above projects. So thank you all very much indeed. Our young enterprise team, Monito, with their product trying to help children to develop financial acumen, has progressed from winning the award for Best Product in December to being crowned UK champions and Company of the Year this term. We now wish them luck as they head to Istanbul in just over a week's time to compete in the European stage of the competition. Please do search for Monito, M-O-N-I-T-O, UK, online to find out more about the team, their products and podcasts. And if you have time, please vote for them in the Public Vote Award. This time last year, the prospect of the chicken and the egg on the Green Power racing circuit was aired. The much vaunted chicken has not quite reached podium places this season, whereas the egg, a team of A-level scientists and chicken graduates, won every heat race comfortably on the way to the final, only unfortunately for a battery issue to rob it of a world kit car placing. Our CCF numbers now make us the second largest contingent in the whole country, with a high public profile in the local area, particularly around the period of Remembrance Sunday. As well as passing the biennial inspection with flying colours, aside from all of the opportunities for pupils' involvement, Major Farnes and Captain Clinton were each awarded the Cadet Forces Medal for their exemplary service to CCF. Over 100 upper fourth pupils are currently enrolled onto the Bronze Duke of Edinburgh Award this year, and a similar number of fifth and lower sixth students have completed their practice expeditions on the Long Mynd or in the Lake District. 23 upper sixth pupils have successfully completed their Gold Award this year. Collectively, D of E pupils have completed 3,718 hours of community service over the year, which apparently can be calculated to have a social value of almost £18,000. In equally ethical and practical terms, funds raised by the Eco Committee during their Sustainability Week have led to 2 of the cafe's toilets being twinned with 2 in rural Uganda. Another busy year for drama has seen more productions and more performers grace the Cobham Theatre stage. In the Michaelmas term, Upper Sixth drama students staged a gender-reversed adaptation of Ben Jonson's Volpone. The drama scholars provided an evening of scenes from plays of the last 100 years, and a cast just shy of 50 senior pupils provided 4 nights of polished, imaginative and comedic moments to full houses in the production of the Hampstead Murder Mystery. The Lent term saw almost 100 pupils competing in the 4th form drama, with extracts ranging from Aristophanes to Annie, with Wendron Gordon's adaptation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde claiming top spot. The senior house drama proved just as impressive, with Littleton victorious for their extract from Pinter's The Birthday Party. And in the summer term, the 4th form production Witch Hunt explored the themes of hysteria and oppression through the lens of McCarthyism and the Salem witch trials that inspired Miller's classic The Crucible. The audition and casting is already underway for next year's production of West Side Story. Music has been equally prolific, with the usual array of concerts for various ages, instruments and ensembles, as well as evensong at Coventry Cathedral for the chapel choir, an English Symphony Orchestra-led workshop day for local schools, and a coronation concert including a world premiere of an orchestral piece written by Upper Sixth former Joss Gracia. Graybill Brown won the local Carducci String Quartet composition competition, and other individual successes include Katie Harding, Sophia Meadows, and Jake Wingfield playing with the Worcestershire Youth Orchestra. Chris Broby-Sarbong and Olivia McKelvey sing in Worcester Girls Cathedral Choir, and Lauren Baker and Tilly Richardson singing with the National Children's Choir of Great Britain. And for the record, Hazeldean triumphed in the annual jamboree that is the house song competition, with their appropriately titled The Best Day of My Life. A few minutes of summary can hardly do justice to a year of sport, which saw 302 teams represent us in 20 different sports across 1,800 fixtures, in which 812 pupils represented the senior school. Our congratulations go to the pupils who have gained international honours in netball, hockey, alpine sports, pentathlon, golf, and equestrian events, and to those who are training in the performance pathways in a wide range of sports. This year, we have had more pupils than ever participating in badminton, basketball, volleyball, squash, and table tennis, with highlights like the under-16 basketball team reaching the national semi-finals and the under-17 basketball team winning the regional YBL League. The boys and girls volleyball teams entered the National Cup competition, with the boys narrowly missing out of the finals day. Squash is growing in popularity again, and the school side reached the National Plate final this year. In table tennis, the under-18 boys and under-16 girls reached the regional final, and Wilfred Yu reached the individual national final. And the senior boys and girls badminton teams only lost one fixture each all year. In the Lent term, the senior boys cross-country team reached the national final of the English Schools Athletics Association Cross Country Cup, while the under-18 boys football team reached the county semi-final, and the under-18 girls football team reached the Independent Schools Football Association national semi-final. In hockey, the under-18 boys had a particularly good season, winning 22 out of 26 games and being crowned Tier 3 national champions. Before Christmas, the girls' first 11 had reached the Independent Schools Plate final, no doubt helped by their October half-term tour to Barcelona. After a very good regular season for the rugby teams, the Sevens circuit brought several tournament wins. And at the prestigious Rosslyn Park event, the under-18s lost in the semi-final, and the under-16s narrowly lost in the final against Harrow School. Our netballers too continue to impress, with a particular mention for the under-14 team, who finished 8th in the national finals, and the under-16 team, who narrowly lost in the national final. The summer term has not only provided some sunshine, but with it the opportunity for more pupils to represent the school in cricket, and that includes more girls' cricket fixtures than ever before. Tennis too continues to be played at a consistently high level, and we won the Midlands Championship for the 3rd year running, as well as hosting an LTA Open tournament. And a record number of pupils qualified to represent Hereford and Worcestershire in the prestigious Mason Trophy recently. Concluding the whistle-stop sporting roundup, our horse riders have continued to excel in events around the country, and our fencers and golfers have competed in regional and national competitions. And a deserved final word to our swimmers, many of whom have already put in countless lengths before others have even begun their day. In return for that commitment, the inter-boys as well as the junior and senior girls made it to the Olympic pool for the national finals, with the senior girls finishing as one of the top 10 schools in the country. A great achievement. In short, it wasn't that short, but in short, another typically busy year at Bromsgrove School, with all of the activities above in and out of classrooms complemented by the pastoral experience, relationships and participation central to our house system. You all know how busy your children are in a range of endeavours, and we're all pleased that the recent ISI inspectors were convinced that both the quality of the pupils' academic and other achievements, as well as the quality of their personal development, were excellent, the highest ranking that you can get. Presumably that was on the basis of much of the evidence that you've heard in this report. Yet for them also to comment on, and I quote, a remarkable sense of calmness noticeable amongst the pupils, says so much about the commitment and purposeful approach of pupils, staff and parents to the offer of opportunity and achievement at whatever level at Bromsgrove. So, from me, well done to you all for a thoroughly outstanding year. I'd like to invite the headmaster, Mr. Michael Punt, to give his address.
Good afternoon, and I would like to thank the President of the school, Mr. Toe, for his review of the year, and extend my very warm welcome to you all for Commemoration 2023, including our many distinguished guests who are identifiable by their pink buttonholes. As an aside, I should add that Matthew Taylor, OB, and Chair of the Foundation, is here on what is the 50th anniversary of his first commem that he attended, sat here as a member of the Upper Sixth Form. However, we are delighted that you all are here with us on this, the most important of days in the Bromsgrove calendar. Together, we are here, as the word suggests, to commemorate all those who over centuries past had the vision to establish and shape Bromsgrove School for our benefit. We celebrate the many collective successes of the past 3 terms, and importantly, mark the end of the school careers of the Upper Sixth students as they begin to make their way in the world beyond Bromsgrove. However, first I would like to thank all of you for the warmth of the welcome you have shown us. Last August, a family of 5 left the familiarity of the county of Essex to venture up the M40 to an unknown land called Worcestershire. That family knew little about a town famous for nail making, having come from somewhere better known for focusing on nails of a different kind. But they need not have worried. We could not have asked for more in terms of the kindness and friendliness which we have been shown by all across the Bromsgrove school community. And although their arrival came at virtually no notice, I hope we gave the independent school inspectors an equally warm welcome when they visited earlier this term, as you've just heard. They rigorously reviewed all aspects of life at Bromsgrove, firstly, to check that the school is compliant with all the current regulations required of day and boarding schools, and they judged, as you've heard, the quality of pupils' academic and other achievements, as well as the quality of pupils' personal development. I want to start by paying tribute to the way in which pupils and staff pulled together during that challenging inspection week. Everyone worked incredibly hard to provide inspectors with a clear insight into all aspects of the school and all that we value. You all did the school proud. So what did the inspectors find? Well, Bromsgrove School, and this is no mean feat, was found to be fully compliant with the many statutory requirements of a boarding and day school. In terms of academic and other pupil achievements, as you may have read already in their detailed report, inspectors commented that Bromsgrove pupils make excellent progress over time and most gain grades higher than expected for those of similar ability. During inspection, they said, pupils were keen to point to the individualised support and encouragement they receive from teachers and tutors. Their attitudes to learning are consistently excellent, demonstrating an intrinsic motivation and determination to do well. Pupils, they said, are naturally collaborative, and there's a common currency to help care for each other in lessons and beyond. Pupils are highly competent users of ICT throughout the school, and they achieve excellent standards in a wide range of co-curricular activities and pursuits because they're encouraged to pursue their interests. In summary, the quality of pupils and academic and other achievements, the inspectors said, are excellent. Now, a key factor in all that pupils achieve in and out of the classroom is the dedication and skill of Bromsgrove staff, all staff, teaching staff and support staff. They're vital to what happens here. And at this time of year, we bid farewell to some colleagues who are moving on to take new opportunities elsewhere. And they include Miss Burke, Ms. Rial Perez, Mr. Gothorpe, Miss Hart, Ms. Angelade Escude, Miss Cunningham, Dr. Alcorado Felstrom, Mr. Huckle, Mr. Corns, and Miss Hanson. There are two particularly long-serving colleagues who deserve some special public recognition, even though I know that is genuinely the last thing either would want. Dr. Werrett retired for the first time during the pandemic, but when some cover teaching in the chemistry department was required, we were delighted to see her return. It says everything you need to know about Dr. Werrett, that even when circumstances provided the option to leave again mid-year, she would hear nothing of it because she wanted to see her classes through to the end of their courses. Many sixth form chemists over the years have relied on that keen subject knowledge, but also simply that care for them as individuals, should they need a bit of guidance about any particular area of chemistry. And that care made Dr. Werrett a rock on the pastoral side of the school. For 15 years, Hazeldean House was in the safest of hands, and every single one of the girls knew that Dr. Werrett was right behind them to encourage, advise, and celebrate their every move. Then, as senior mistress, Dr. Werrett ensured that so many administrative tasks were all dealt with behind the scenes with calm efficiency. And added to all of that, Dr. Werrett is also a top-level starter for athletics and is in demand for many major meetings around the world. We will miss her hugely, but wish her every happiness as she now starts her retirement. Mr. Wingfield, too, has been a magnificent servant to the school in many roles. First and foremost, he is an outstanding economics teacher, and we currently know him as Deputy Head Sixth Form, a role in which he has enriched with all of those individual conversations with pupils about their choice of subjects, progress, and career options. Some of those conversations may have needed tough love, and that phrase is totally fitting for the motive with which Mr. Wingfield will have delivered advice. He knows his pupils well and wants them to make the most of themselves and the opportunities available to them. That has been honed through one of the most wide-ranging pastoral careers the school has ever seen. Mr. Wingfield has, over his time here, been both a day and boarding house parent in Lupton, in school, in Houseman Hall and Littleton, not forgetting a year as headmaster of Bromsgrove International School, Thailand, and a stint as deputy head of Bromsgrove Prep School. That is an impressive reflection of his worth as somebody on whom the school has been able to rely to perform a role wholeheartedly, effectively, and with a minimum of fanfare. We are losing a genuine source of guidance to many, and as with Dr. Werrett, a true servant leader. So collectively, those 12 teachers have given 85 years of committed service to Bromsgrove. They have encouraged, supported and inspired pupils. They have contributed to the activities programme and really looked after the young people in their care to help them achieve the most they can as individuals. We wish all those departing colleagues every future success and happiness, hope they will return to see us often, and genuinely thank them for everything they have done here so well. We believe that pupils are most likely to thrive in the world beyond school if, along with the best exam results, they develop interests, skills, and a variety of talents. If they develop the ability to work with others, to overcome difficulties, to learn to win and to lose well, and to juggle a variety of demands on their time. Few schools anywhere offer such a rich choice of opportunities, and the inspectors consider the impact of all of it when they judge the quality of pupils' development, the difference the school makes to them as people. So, referring to the ISI report once again, the inspectors commented that from the moment they join the school, Bromsgrove pupils make rapid progress in developing their self-confidence, resilience, self-awareness, and other personal skills. They work together completely naturally. The supportive environment enables successful relationships between peers. Pupils and staff go out of their way to help each other, inspectors said. Pupils are extremely good at balancing a wide range of activities with academic work, whilst also looking after their own well-being. They recognise the importance of contributing to a respectful environment. They behave well. They show an excellent appreciation of diversity and respect for one another's differences. They strongly appreciate others from different backgrounds to their own. They contribute to a harmonious multinational boarding community based on tolerant support and empathy. Pupils, inspectors found, and I think this is important, show a distinctive degree of self-confidence without any hint of arrogance. They are able to be themselves within the caring environment of the school. That, and more, said the inspectors, means that the quality of pupils' personal development is excellent. Clearly, we were delighted, and still are, to read those comments. Having been measured against the rigorous framework used for all independent school, Bromsgrove, as you've heard once or twice now, received the highest possible judgments, excellent in all areas. And it would be tempting, wouldn't it, to breathe a sigh of relief and relax for a while. But that is absolutely not the approach we will be taking. Rather, senior staff and governors have already been considering how the school can continue to evolve and further enhance the quality of the educational experience that is offered to pupils here, so they are best prepared for the world they will be joining. How can we further build on support for well-being across the school community and expand on the excellent partnerships, both locally and further afield, in the community beyond school? I should add that I'm delighted that our friends from Bromsgrove Mission Hills, China, and Bromsgrove International School, Thailand, have travelled to be with us today. We've been keen to take opportunities to collaborate more this year, and we hope to develop even closer, mutually beneficial links across the family of Bromsgrove schools. But why is it important that we do all of these things? Well, because if we don't move forward, we'll find we're moving backwards. Because we recognise that parents are making considerable sacrifices to enable their children to access a Bromsgrove education, and because Bromsgrovians will join a world that is ever-changing and increasingly competitive. And it was ever thus. Just over a century ago, old Bromsgrovian Lawrence Houseman wrote in his brief history of the origin and growth of Bromsgrove School, "Old in its origin, new in its growth, the school seems to blend in its life a quiet consciousness of past achievement with a cheerful expectancy of what the future shall bring." In 2023, despite the challenges and uncertainty in the world at large, the school is in a strong position, not least because of the formidable dedication of all members of the community, pupils, parents, staff, volunteers, and old Bromsgrovians. And we can indeed look to the future with cheerful expectancy. And that brings me on to the latest generation of old Bromsgrovians, the upper sixth leavers who are sat in front of me looking so smart. These young men and women, of whom we are so proud, are poised to go off to a host of highly selective universities in the UK and abroad. Some have offers of degree-level apprenticeships, and a small number are taking a planned gap year. But over the years leading up to this point, these students have had an immensely positive impact on the school, both because of all that they have done and the tone that they have set. So, members of the upper sixth, some of you have been with us for 2 years, others for almost your entire lives, and therefore today should be a special juncture which you will remember. During your time at Bromsgrove, you will have created a host of memories, friendships, interests, and talents. You will be able to recall achievements in and out of the classroom of which you are particularly proud, and occasionally there will have been challenges as well. Just a few of you may have been gently told about hair that is too long or skirts that are too short, but I hope all of you know that we deeply care about you as individuals. You are entering a rapidly changing world in which technologies such as artificial intelligence will play an increasingly important role. Can AI dream? I asked ChatGPT recently. No, AI cannot dream, it told me, in what I interpreted as a rather condescending tone. But it went on. Dreams are a product of human experiences during sleep, and AI lacks the consciousness and subjective experiences necessary for dreaming. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, said Eleanor Roosevelt. Unlike AI, you are able to dream. Be creative, be ambitious, and bring those dreams to life as you go out into the world to live your lives as fully as you possibly can, taking and making opportunities as you go. Embrace challenges, learn from failures, and always believe in your ability to achieve greatness. You will have more freedom, haircuts included, but use that freedom well. Look after yourselves, don't do anything daft, and look after each other. Use your many skills and talents to make the world better and stay true to the values that you've developed here and with your families. And although you are no longer Bromsgrove pupils, you will always be Bromsgrovians, and we will always be pleased to see you. So please stay in touch. The very, very best of luck to all of you. All of us will have different highlights from the past year, and it may be that some featured in the summary that the President shared a few moments ago. Over just the last couple of weeks, I've enjoyed seeing stunning drama, sport played at the highest level, a wide variety of music played by young people who were so clearly enjoying what they were doing. I've met with the Young Enterprise Company, which you've just heard about, and which will be travelling to the finals in Istanbul. And I was moved to see how well Bromsgrove pupils worked with young people with significant special needs from Chadsgrove School. I was lucky enough to visit the lower fourth form camp in the Wye Valley, and I was even luckier to sample all 12 cakes made for the house baking competition earlier this week. There are so many opportunities available to pupils here, and we encourage all to involve themselves as fully as possible. Over the summer, some will be participating in activities in school, whilst others will be joining exciting trips taking place overseas. We look forward to hearing all about your experiences on your return. Meanwhile, for those who begin the holidays as later today the flag is lowered and commemoration comes to an end, thank you for all that you have done this year. Thank you for your cheerful hard work, for your commitment to the school and your support of the pupils. Have a wonderful summer, and we look forward to seeing most of you again in September. Thank you. And now we come to the special prizes, starting with the Wattel prizes. The prizes for English and Spanish go to Sophie Pova, the prize for history to Armstrong Dong, and for religious studies to Chi Hang Lee. The prize for German goes to Richard Glatter, for French to Sybil Raboul, and mathematics to Larry Toe. prize for business studies goes to Angelina Sangira, for physical education to Cameron Owen, and for politics to Rita Casiro. The prize for economics goes to Emily Miskin, for art to Eden Blythe, and art textiles to Olivia Whitfield. Prize for physics goes to Sophia Meadows, for Latin to James Box, for geography and the William Ledbrook Prize for biology goes to Tamara Kamal Abul Gait. And now we come to some other academic prizes. The Alison Bramley Memorial Prize for Mathematics goes to Damien Zeliabowski. The Chater Pepper Prize for Classical Civilization and the Amphlett Prize for Chemistry goes to Harrison Brown. The Amphlett Prize for Chemistry and the Turner Memorial Prize for Music goes to Jake Wingfield. And the Philip Denham Cook's Prize for Drama goes to Sophie Pover. The John Headley Memorial Prize for the CCF goes to Noah Rogers. The Geoffrey Lewins Prize for Design and Technology goes to Harrison Philpott. The Houseman Verse Prize to Imogen Thomas. And the Staff Reading Prize to Jane Mack. Now we come to the special prizes. The prizes which go to the senior boarders go to John Hyuntai Kim and Takmika Rai. Prizes for Deputy Head Boy and Deputy Head Girl go to Cameron Owen and Anya Sanikop. prizes for head boy and head girl go to Tando Best and Jessica Whitlock. Now we come to the Tony Limbert Trophy. Tony Limbert was a pupil who made the most of the sporting opportunities available to him at Bromsgrove, and the trophy is dedicated to his memory, being awarded to someone who has endeavoured to do the same during their time here. Indeed, this student has embraced every sporting challenge presented to them. This individual has strived to better themselves with every training session and desired to learn from every victory or loss. Although not being the loudest voice, teammates listen and follow his outstanding attitude as captain. A role model on and off the pitch, they have shown others how to train and compete in an exemplary fashion. This individual has always given their very most. They've been determined and demonstrated a huge amount of endeavour to help captain their team's success. They represented the school in multiple sports through the fourth form before narrowing their focus in their final years. They've captained school teams to multiple successes, in addition to captaining their regional rugby team, and throughout all of this, the student in question has retained their characteristic humility. This year's winner of the Tony Limbert Award is Billy McDonough. Paul Saltwell Trophy winner embodies the true essence of a Bromsgrovian. Those who know the recipient will recognise that he's wise beyond his years and has consistently served as a source of guidance and inspiration to his peers. His unwavering commitment to Bromsgrove School is evident not only in his impressive academic achievements, his encouragement of others, but also in his active participation in school sports, including rugby, hockey and cricket. Despite his multitude of commitments, this individual remains composed and determined, tirelessly navigating his educational journey with grace and humility. Teachers cherish his positive attitude, steady progress, and consistent contribution in the classroom, while peers respect his knowledgeable discourse on world politics and sport. His charisma and confidence are undeniable, whether he's guiding younger pupils, leading a meeting, or addressing an audience. As an accomplished debater, he displays a talent for leadership and intellect. His forthcoming studies in history and international relations at King's College London are fitting for a young man preparing to make significant contributions in the world. He is a trustworthy friend to many, a school monitor and head of Elmshurst. His contributions have been invaluable. The Paul Saltwell Trophy is awarded to Hamish Schultz. The Ben Showell Memorial Rose Bowl is an award that goes to someone who has shown outstanding commitment to both music and drama throughout their time at Bromsgrove School. A real scholar of the arts and always wholly dependable, they have been willing to devote countless hours beyond the curriculum to honing their own craft while setting a fine example to others. This person has played and sung in almost every concert in Routh Hall in recent years, an outstanding tenor, a gifted trumpeter, a member of the boys' choir, sometimes its conductor, and an utterly stalwart member of the chapel choir, orchestra, big band, concert band, brass group, as well as Worcester Youth Orchestra. In short, a most gifted musician. As an actor, he was an enthusiastic juvenile performer, appearing in the senior production of Great Expectations while just in the upper fourth form as the young pugilist Herbert Pocket. But he will perhaps be remembered best for his role as the forever anxious Nathan Detroit in Guys and Dolls, a fantastic foil to the equally brilliant Jess Whitlock as Miss Adelaide. Winner of the Best Actor Award in the last two Senior House drama competitions, in this man there is a very talented, dedicated, all-round performing artist. This year's Ben Showell Rose Bowl goes to Jake Wingfield. The Kelly Bicknell Award goes to a pupil who has been genuinely outstanding in terms of their contribution to the life of the Bromsgrove school community. However, throughout, they have also been utterly humble. Ever willing to help out, despite having many responsibilities of their own, this student is a first-class role model, a team player, and one who leads by example. An excellent guide to visitors. They are equally happy helping at school events, be that front of house or behind the scenes. This pupil has been a shining example for younger pupils to follow. A hard-working academic, good-humoured, involved and inclusive. They have always set the highest of standards for themselves and others. Although particularly talented in sport, they have also immersed themselves in the other extracurricular opportunities afforded to them. A stalwart of the CCF and someone who has completed the Gold Duke of Edinburgh Award, they have been heavily committed to house and school drama. As a school monitor, they have demonstrated the highest of standards and embodied the servant leader ethos. An extremely talented athlete, they have committed with distinction to cross-country and athletics throughout their time at Bromsgrove, captaining the cross-country team in the sixth form, whilst also getting involved in a host of other sports, volunteering to get involved in rugby teams, for example, when fixture-free on any given weekend. His house parent simply says that he could not have wished for a finer leader or ambassador for Wendron Gordon House. So the Kelly Bicknell Prize goes to Callum Wilkinson. Predicted to achieve sevens in all higher level subjects, the winner of the Houseman Trophy, the Elite Academic Award, is an outstandingly talented scientist and mathematician. He has achieved golds in the Physics Olympiad, and UK MT Mathematical Challenge, qualifying for the next round in the latter. Whilst invariably keen to invest time in pursuing academic success, he has at times needed encouragement to make his life slightly easier. The usefulness of a calculator in mathematics tests, for example, has been discussed at great length. Joining the school in the sixth form, he already had a phenomenal grasp of Newtonian mechanics. Who doesn't, I hear you say? Well beyond that of most first-year undergraduates. As a way of describing the physical world in a purely mathematical way, he has inevitably developed a love of quantum physics. Involved in postgraduate research, he spent time at Birmingham University, where he supported a team investigating fluid dynamics. He's also worked at Imperial College London, studying the movement of a bacteria in a fluid vortex, ultimately writing a report for the university on how to optimise the bacteria's trajectory. His peers in Houseman Hall have benefited from his generosity and patience, his room serving as a clinic to triage problems encountered with their physics, maths and chemistry homework. But he is so much more than an advisor on vectors and calculus. His kind, authentic approach has made him a popular figure in-house with both staff and students. He's looking forward to continuing his studies in physics at Oxford. And the winner of this year's Houseman Trophy is Damien Zeliabowski. The Cook's Prize is awarded each year to someone who has had an outstanding school career, making a significant contribution to many areas whilst maintaining a top academic profile. This year's recipient fits those criteria admirably and has shown exemplary dedication throughout their 5 years in the senior school. Every set of grades has been excellent in terms of both engagement and attainment, and GCSE grades were very nearly a perfect set of 9s. This student has continued to impress in the sixth form, always near the top of the year in terms of AE grades, placed in the top 5% of entrants in one of the science Olympiads, and predicted all A and A star grades this summer in order to secure their place on their chosen course at a Russell Group university. In truth, so far, all of that could refer to a fair few students in the upper sixth form, but this student isn't content merely to push themselves academically. They sing in the chapel choir and have been an enthusiastic performer at many concerts, such as the pop and jazz evenings, as well as a stalwart of house musical entries in the house song and house ensemble competitions. One can then add athletics and first 11 hockey, including a national final, to the list of accomplishments, as well as a Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award and record fundraising for Primrose Hospice as part of the successful Flourishing Fiver group. They've performed in countless productions, whether for the house, and that includes encouraging and directing younger pupils, for examination pieces, or throwing themselves into major school productions as a number of memorable and larger-than-life characters, most recently as an often flustered sweet shop owner in the Hampstead murder mystery. What sets this student apart is that for all her impressive accomplishments, there is simply not a hint of arrogance or superiority, but a personality that is clearly fun-loving, infectious, and inclusive. That has enabled her to develop a wonderful rapport with staff and pupils of all ages, and in her final year, she has been a highly visible and thoroughly busy head girl. Not content with merely accepting the accolade, she thrives on being proactive, whether that has been filling a gap in a duty rota, helping to launch the Bring Your Whole Self to Bromsgrove initiative, or brimming with wide-eye enthusiasm, urging Open Day pupils and parents just how exciting Bromsgrove can be. She is a natural leader because others want to follow her and they want to follow her example, which is selfless in wanting others to enjoy life as much as she does. Put simply, she loves her school and is probably struggling at the moment to contain herself any longer. This year's Cook's Prize winner is, of course, Jessica Whitlock. Thank you very much indeed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Not long to go to that glass of Chardonnay, if I may say so. I'd like to start, though, with very many congratulations to all of you today and yesterday who have won a prize, or several prizes. You can be rightly proud of what that prize represents, a truly singular achievement. But my congratulations go out too to all of you in your final moments at Bromsgrove School. Throughout your time here, you will have been many personal achievements of your own worthy of recognition. In commemoration, we are celebrating those achievements too. Maybe not marked by the silver in this ceremony, but certainly marked by the pride, support, and belief in your potential of your family, teachers, and friends. I hope that each of you can build upon your individual achievements here and make a positive difference in a world that has a great need for people like you. How often do you think about mottos? All kinds of formal institutions have them: schools, universities, regiments, government departments, even long-established families. The Oxford Dictionary defines motto as a short sentence or phrase chosen as encapsulating the beliefs and ideals of families or institutions. Two elements are clear. First, the motto is chosen by the institution. And second, it represents in a pithy way its nature and values. Here are a few to illustrate the point. Après moi, le déluge. After me comes the flood. For 617 Squadron, the Dam Busters. Quite appropriate. Touch not the cat, bot a glove. Don't mess with a wildcat without protection. For the Macintosh clan. Any Macintoshes in the room? No? Don't mess with them. And the Latin phrase, Altius, Citius, Fortius. Higher, faster, stronger. For the Olympic Committee. Of course, all the best mottos are in Latin. What then does our motto stand for? Deo Regi Vicino. What does that say about us? My rusty Latin tells me that the words mean God, King, and neighbour. The more interesting element is the word case, the dative, a term whose root is also Latin and associated with giving. With this case, the motto becomes, to our God, to our King, to our neighbour, making our motto essentially a message of service to others, of service to our shared Christian values, whatever our creed or beliefs, of service to our nations and all that they provide, and of service to every member of our communities as our neighbours. This is what the school chooses to promote, and this is what, over your time here, our pupils become: servant leaders marked out for their authenticity, emotional intelligence, humility, and trust. So my role now is simple. It is to give thanks to all those who this year and over the years have given themselves in this service to the school and its wider ideals and values. I thank our president, our chair of foundation, our foundation trustees, and all my fellow governors for their commitment and service. Voluntarily and without complaint, they shoulder the moral and regulatory burdens of being both governors and charity trustees to preserve the strong foundations on which this school is built and maintain the high standards and excellent facilities that we want our pupils and you want your children to enjoy. Today, this school, and if I may say so, all of you too, are shining in your Sunday best. If you are seeking for a visible monument of all the school encompasses, look around you. This does not happen by accident. There are a myriad of support people who today especially, but more important, day in and day out, make it their business to deliver for the school. They are the reason that we can take such pride in the school's appearance and that we have such a high standard of facilities and service here. Many of them will be working hard now while we are celebrating in here. When you see them, please pass on your thanks for all they do behind the scenes. They will walk taller for it. Then there are those whose privilege it is to educate. To them, the joys and achievements of spreading knowledge and teaching values that will literally last a lifetime. But they are due our thanks too, not just for the obvious passion and creativity with which they discharge their responsibilities, but also for the loving care, kindness, and attention that they focus on your children. In particular, this year, the impact of that high vocation has been recognised by the highest possible scores in the ISI inspection. To be clear, never given and hardly won. Tested on one day, this outcome, like trust, can only be achieved by long-term commitment, graft, and inspiration. Often unseen and unsung heroes, so too should we express our deep gratitude to the executive and senior teams. The bursar, Leslie Brooks, for keeping us afloat. To the assistant head, Rachel Scannell, for keeping us fully loaded, shipshape, and Bristol fashion. I needed to straighten my tie this morning. And to the deputy heads, Mr. Rubin, Mr. McClure, and Mr. Mullen, for steering the school ship safely into the harbour of Commemoration. It can be a very lonely and responsible job to be a leader, and yet they wear all their responsibilities lightly and treat those two impostors, triumph and disaster, just the same, setting the tone and establishing the values that ensures the school develops well-rounded and responsible citizens. This year, too, we welcomed to the school family our new headmaster, Michael Punt, and his wife, Jill. Having survived the grueling interviews by the school's taxi driver, and then the pupil heads of school, Michael was the unanimous choice of all those who met him. And in his very first year, he has more than repaid our trust in his abilities, motivating the common room, engaging with parents and the wider community, and inspiring pupils with his warm and optimistic outlook. Oh, and did we mention the excellent inspection results? And behind every successful man is an uplifting and devoted wife. Jill has taken the school and its good causes to her heart, or rather her feet to the running track, and she and Michael have together made a real difference in such a short space of time. We owe them our heartfelt thanks for all they do. I would like to say thank you too to all of you, our families. We never take your interest or support for granted. We understand the sacred duty that we undertake in looking after and teaching your children. And thank you, our parents, for the faith and trust in us you demonstrate by choosing to send your children here. And for all those additionally involved in parents' associations, for your commitment to making a difference to the school. And finally, we thank all our children for every day taking part and giving themselves with energy and enthusiasm to the daily opportunities and challenges of school life. As the upper six head out into the world, they will take with them all that they have invested into this school with interest. And we wish them every success in all they do as proud Bromsgrovians. Floreat Bromsgrovia, may Bromsgrove flourish. It just remains for me to wish you all the best for the rest of today and for a wonderful, wonderful summer break. And to invite the governors and headmaster to end this part of commemoration by leading us out.